Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet.
Welcome to hell. Motorsport Hell to be exact. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Schreier, joining you guys here today as we are now live here in I'm not even going to say it, but we are in Leverkusen, Germany, and this is Motorsport Hell here on the track here. The Hell RX track is now set and ready for our drivers here and our first of races here. The championship must be decided, and we're about to find out who will be that champion here in just a moment. Getting set to go here. We've got a stage lineup here. 6 drivers in this heat. Luis Nunez will be in the number 14, the 99 of Alexander Ebedi, and the 383 of Marcos Palacio. We'll then see that 369 of Alexander Botit, Ian Fisher in the 71, and Josh W. Hall in the 13. It's time to go racing here on PTM Racing TV. Here we go. Heat number 1 set to the stage. Head onto the track. We'll bring him on down for the first round of racing. Time on the set, time on the clock. Now they must reel him off the track and reel him back in, get some speed under the hood. This is going to be an extremely intense race because this is a corners track. This is a driver's sanctuary. Hard turning, hard runs, hard angles you got to work around. There is no gimmies on this track here. And they know it all too well, so they're going to go for him. Down to the first set of turns here, Luis Nunez here, already got some speed and momentum under the hood here, bringing down the power, bringing down the fire here right now with Marcos Palacio trying to hang on to his championship hunt, championship lead, as the Joker lap is being taken down there by Botit. You see Palacio though, trying to maneuver through the track, trying to run off the ends and off the distance here, looking for some openings to get through. Can't quite drift and slide through as many ways as you will. So difficult and easy to kind of make a little bobble or a little mistake, and they know it. Up hills, downhill slopes, and of course that little spot right there that can get you all sorts of out of control through the grassy plains. Botit lost some time there, getting out of that bunker zone, if you will. If you're a golfer, you know what I'm talking about. Through the line here, now comes Palacio back inside. Beautiful corner off there. He starts to take a joker though, hasn't taken it just yet. This is some great stuff here. Botit still hanging on right now, going to deal with Palacio on the rounds here, while Luis Nunez right now looking for the championship, looking to show why in real life he's a world championship caliber driver, and why he is here to stay with the best of them. Alexander Ebedi right now as well, still on that charge, on that nose, looking to build some speed up, hasn't given out just yet. Josh W. Hall, the 13 also. Not doing too shabby here. The 13's trying to keep up with these guys, but way back in the pack here. Definitely a little bit off the pace, off the momentum. He'll have to dial it back up a little bit for later on. And you can just see how much turning and how much cornering goes into these cars just from this onboard camera here of Botit. As you see him trying to wipe that dust off, trying to get that crust and grime and all that muck off of his car. Down to the final corners here, Luis Nunez has the white flag high in the air here as Nunez will rail him off into the sections down to the Joker. High off, high end. Now you're probably wondering, wait a minute, isn't that kind of more of a bit of a bad spot to go to compared to what that other track is? Well, we got to remember something here. In America, that's actually a shortcut for us, whereas European-wise, the Joker lap is actually a bit of a downgrade. It's actually worse. It makes things harder to get, actually makes it a harder end and a harder sell. You have to get through on a longer distance, longer travel. So European-wise, it's actually a tough thing to get around. But as they come to the finish line, Nunes taking heat number 1. Eric Sterling showing no troubles on that end in that regard. Ebony losing out to Palacio here in that 383 as Palacio will take over second. Third, we'll go to Ebony, Poteet fourth, and Josh W. Hall will bring it around here for fifth. Ian Fisher, the 71, was not able to finish out and able to complete his round here. So now that brings us to the ever-present last chance qualifier. Hall bringing it across the finish line here to clear himself out. Some great stuff here in this one. Let's take it down now and take a look at our last chance qualifier. But first, let's take a look at heat number 1 results now pop up on your screen. Some impressive stuff here from the boys. Here's Nunes, Palacio, Ebony, Poteet, and Hall putting up a fight. Fisher having some problems down there in his Fishsport Motorsport 71. So we'll see if he can bring it back onto the track here and get things kind of figured out later in the run. We are set to go for the last chance qualifier. Ebony, Poteet, Fisher in this one. Hard on the nose, hard on the dash here. We'll fire them off down to the corners here into the first sectors. And it's Poteet trying to get that big Subaru machine worked around the corners, around the spots a little bit better off. But you can see Ebony having a great control of the track with that shorter wheelbase and that shorter end frame. He's got a maneuver. He can use the handbrake a little bit better and actually kind of swing around on these tight corner ends. The Subaru's at a bit of a disadvantage here. They definitely don't have all the runs and all the power to get through. Down to the nose here. Ebony trying to keep his lead ahead here. You see Poteet looking again right back on him as we go on board. Firing off down the distances here right now. Ian Fisher trying to get that 71 machine a little bit of speed, a little bit more power under the hood. It's definitely a little bit off target and off track here. Poteet here looking to get some speed back under that hood here, trying to find some openings or two as he continues to rally up that 369 machine. Seems to me like he's having some problems kind of getting a grip late into the turn. He's getting a great bite off the back end, but he's not getting a very good corner entry into the entry of that spot. And that seems to be what's messing him up pretty bad here. It's going to be interesting to see later on how that affects him, but as he comes up final corner, Alexander Ebony will bring home checkers in the last chance qualifier. That will certainly help out his points race and his points hunt. The question is now, can he survive and can he conquer here and take this one to the end, take this one to the wire? We'll have to see in just a little bit. It is now time for our warm-up session here. We get to talk about the track a little bit more and get to talk to you about how this one will play out, because it is a hot dog fight right now for every single one of these drivers. But let's take a look at our results right now here on the show. So Alexander Ebony pops up with the win here. Poteet goes second. Third goes to Fisher. And Josh W. Hall not making the call, so once again he'll have to find himself in the bit of the background here. So right now, going into today's race here, race fans, Palacio, Ebony, and Nunes are pretty much locked and loaded for what may be one of the closest battles we've seen in quite some time, separated out by less than 10 points. These drivers today are looking to go broke. They're looking to go big and go for it all. And they know the only way they can is to really win and beat out the other driver. With the way Marcos Palacio and Alexander Poteet have been today, though, I have a feeling Poteet definitely could make things a little bit interesting, being a spoiler man, fighting it out here with guys like Palacio and Ebony. But Nunes is the one driver, in my opinion, if you don't get a start on him early and you don't somehow find a way to kind of get him a little bit loose and a little bit off the nose, you're going to have problems with him all race long, because he just has that speed and that control dialed up and locked up so well. And he's one of the only Fords out here with Ebony as well that really have shown that true test of skill and that true test of nature here that brings that kind of level of expertise and that kind of control. And you're going to need it on a track, say, like this here, as we take a look at our track tech talk for the evening. This right here, Lamberton, Germany, of course. This is the track itself, and my friends, what an absolute barn burner cornered end track. This is what I would have considered more of a Formula One style track than I would have considered a rallycross track, considering what we've seen on the American side. But no, this is the big thing. This is the real deal here. This is a full-on rallycross configuration style track. There is technically an actual oval. There is technically a road course actually set around here on the actual Lamberton track itself, of course. But we are not running that. We are running this big bad rallycross section. So you can see where some of these corners are going to really get some of these drivers kind of caught off guard. Some of them get a little bit all over the place. And that's exactly what some drivers are hoping and looking for today. With just 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, I talked about it earlier. I'm going to talk about it again. But when you're driving around here on this track, we talked that we're in the American side. Our Joker lap versus their Joker lap has always been, you have a little shortcut, if you will, to make things a little bit more interesting. If you're going to go for the win, you're going to go for broke. But here, it's the complete opposite. You have a much longer circuit you must take in the European style rallycross sections, because that is actually kind of a disadvantage for anyone that wanted to try and make things easier. They wanted to make it harder, so they end up setting it up like that in this case. That's what makes it so much more creative and more dastardly, if you will, on how to handle and kind of maintain distance, maintain the runs. It is extremely difficult to time and master the European style rallycross sections here. That's why you seen Ebony earlier. He did not take that Joker lap until the very, very last set of corners, because he knew he had to be wary of what he was up to, and he had to be very careful about when he went in, because it could easily cost him a lot of time. Some may take it extremely early and just go for broke, and so that way they can tighten up the corners later. Some may go in really, really late, like you saw earlier, just so they can have some more distance and more travel away from the rest of the field. Either way, it's anybody's guess and anybody's ballpark and race to figure out who will be the one to take full control and full aim on this track. We are currently finishing up the rest of our track session for the warm-ups. Remember, watch out for 3 drivers: Palacio, the man on your screen right now, Alexander Ebony, and then Luis Nunez. That is going to be your top 3 drivers going for broke. And this is Ebony's home track here, folks, so you know as well as anything, he's not going to want to let his fans down on this very hard to master surface. As we are now approaching the time and the place, we are getting set for your A main event. Nunez going to go ahead and throw a few laps around the track here and just give himself a little time to figure and breathe. Warm-up has finished, though, and completed. So the time now is come. The time is here. Race fans, here we go. We are set for the action. We're set to go for the race. This is how we'll do it. Luis Nunez, Alexander Ebony, Marcos Palacio, Alexander Poteet, Ian Fisher, Josh W. Hall, all in this roundabout racing. You come to see some hardcore battles, you come to see some heavy controls, you're about to get it and then some. Firing them up, drivers are ready, waiting for the command. Getting the engines revved up, getting the RPMs high in, get those tactometers working, get these beasts working, ready to go. Grading order set. And they're off. Entering into the first corner, they'll go down into the turn here. Nunez looking to try to get the early advantage on Ebony and Palacio. He's already jumped the start and got him ahead. Jumping into a great hold shot spot now, moving down the edge. Ebony Palacio trying to get right there to him. Poteet and them also on the control and on the verge, trying to strike and smash their way through the field here, looking for some openings to get through. Ebony trying to get back on the gas quickly before Palacio gets ahead of him. Palacio already got a great burst of speed through the turns and through into the grassy plains here of Germany. Nunez already with a good jump around though, got some speed under the hood. Hammer down off the end, so they go. They are still in a fight for the survival race. Palacio will take the Joker. Goes way wide, gets a nice tight exit though. He'll get some forward bite to get that speed up. No longer needing to worry about it, but Ebony does in this case. Nunez trying to stick with Luis. Nunez right now is just absolutely playing these drivers like a fiddle though. He just refuses to give in and give out. There's a reason why I told you earlier, you've got to be careful with this cat when he runs around these parts of the tracks, because he is someone who will bring it all down to the wire and bring it all down to the edge. And Nunez is certainly doing that and then some here. Ian Fisher right now trying to get back up into this fight here. He's up with Poteet there as he goes into his Joker lap. Poteet has taken his Joker already, so he no longer has to worry about it. But you can just see how much of a change this is from our American counterparts. You saw Poteet how close he was with Fisher. Well, now it's the complete opposite. As Josh W. Hall all over the place here, and then number 13 trying to get a grip, trying to get a grasp on this track. Oh, into the wall protection goes, and number 13, the beats Act 13 getting way out of bounds and out of control here. Might have some problems in the rear steer, may not be able to corner off as well as he wanted to. Ebony just completely dishing it right into that sand pit there off the bunker, but he ends up getting a great corner exit off. Huge speed carried through the turn now as you see Palacio coming right back at him. Palacio is like a madman on a mission, trying to catch anything and do what he is rightfully told. Trying to stick with Ebony, get that spine and get that closing points. Nunez though, with the gain, the lead he's got, if he can hang on, he will win out the season championship. And for a driver that came on pretty late in the season, I frankly cannot say anything else but just wow and impressive to say the least. With the performance that Spaniard, the driver from Spain has, the Spaniards have come full circle. But the Argentine driver of Palacio and the German driver of Alexander Ebony have not given out just yet. They are back at it once more. Oh, but Palacio! Trouble off the corner there! Time lost out! A lot of time lost out. He's got to refire, get it squared back up. Poteet, let's play spoiler, and cost Palacio his championship. Palacio had a chance to possibly get a season title on the way if he can find some points here, but that might have just cost him more than he realizes. That was a huge mistake and a huge bottle here. Ebony, of course, also half Iranian, I should say. Live within the Thai family, though. Could also translate even to Persian, I would say. So, really a kind of a very unique diversity in his international flavor and in his heritage of his life. Still trying to get up though to the man though that runs from the Spain camp here of Luis Nunez. Nunez still holding on down on the ends, down on the track here, trying to keep up with the distance, trying to keep up into the speeds with 4 laps to go. Still anybody's guess, still anybody's round here. Nunez gotta still take his Joker. He's gonna wait it out as long as he can. Poteet right now taking off from his end of the Joker as well. He got a great burst of speed from that track and that run off here now, just swinging it through the turns, through everywhere else. Palacio, desperation mode now, has got to start getting some grips, getting some corners figured out. This thing is not in the same spot he wanted it to be in. About a 9-second gap between Nunez and Ebony, and remember, Nunez did not take the Joker yet. Ebony has taken it. And Ebony is doing everything he can to try to hold on, try to hang and grab that title, but if he can't seem to find any kind of speed and find where Nunez is getting all that ground from, he may be too little too late. How on earth has this man literally just played, outsourced, outran everybody constantly and just thoroughly is beyond me. I couldn't even begin to tell you how the heck that was even possible or how the heck that was even going to be done. But it has, and it certainly is just showing. Josh W. Hall passed up with 2 to go. With 2 laps left, desperation for Ebony. He needs to figure something out. White flag is out though for the number 14, Luis Nunez. It's just a mere few corners away from taking a championship home. The World Championship driver has literally been the guy to beat when he comes out, and he comes out on the track. This entire season has just been revolving around it. Who can take down this cat when he's on the track? Through his joker, through his lines. He sends it through the final sectors, to the final distances. One more time around, swinging it through the final corner. It's going to be a World Championship class driver taking it home for the Citadel Rallycross League. Luis Nunez is your Season 3 champion. What a performance by the driver from Castellon, Spain. And he's going to celebrate the only way he knows how. Pulling the drifts and pulling a huge set around the track. Frankly, this is just amazing and impressive to say the least. Ebony and Palacio having a little fun down around the track here at Palacio. We'll have to unfortunately call this one a bit of a runner-up. Ebony, the same way for him. Both drivers will be the bridesmaids of this division in this race here, but not without putting up maybe what we could say was a tremendous performance all season round by all drivers involved. Palacio will take third to finish it out for Argentina here in that 383. What a performance by him and his crew. Great showing from him. Alexander Ebony will go second overall here to finish out his campaign, finish out his season. And then, of course, what can you say about this cat? Luis Nunez brings home the victory and brings home the title. Our final results now are coming up on your screen here, presented by the Citadel Rallycross Racing League. Nunez, Ebony, Palacio, Poteet, Fisher, and Hall finish out our incredible season of Rallycross racing. And what a time it has been. Race fans, 2 more races to go here today. Here we will see Kentucky Speedway back on the track here with Pedal to Metal Racing League, as well as Shake and Bake Racing League making another comeback here on the tour. We're going to see them down on the track here in just a little while. Be sure to tune in on our Twitter and know where they're going to go to next. But for now, from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, we thank you for tuning in to all our races and all our shows. We'll see you guys next time.